What's up, guys? Not here to waste your time. As you know, we are going to get right into it and jump right into this builder. And today we've got the builder secrets specifically for big men. Somebody commented on my last video of the builder secrets and they said no other builds, ? I didn't by default make it about point guards per se, but I do run the point, so naturally I just kind of leaned into that. So we're going to make a series of it. If you didn't know that, I mentioned it in my last video because we hit 1K subs. I put up a little thank you. But either way, we are going to do a builder secrets series from the 1 through the 5. So we've technically already done the point guard, but I'll probably still do a one specific to point guard. And then this will be big man. And then obviously we'll just go 1 through 5 and that's what we're gonna do. So aside from that, if this video helps you in any way at all, I would truly appreciate a like, a comment, a sub, whatever it is. You don't have to, but it helps the channel grow, it helps this community grow, and I would love for you guys to be a part of that. That being said, something I don't say enough apparently is that all of my socials are linked below. So the likes and the subs, whatever, that's out of the way. Notifications, cool, got that out of the way. But if you scroll down below, all the links are there. We do have a Discord channel. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Twitter, and specifically I'm on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it. But if you guys have any questions about anything specifically, my DMs are open, like entirely. So you can go in there. I have had people DMing me there, you know, asking me about a build they made, sending me photos, asking me what I think, and just having conversations just in general about the game or whatever else. So if you guys are interested in that or have any questions, I am regularly checking my YouTube comments and trying to respond to you guys. But I'm also always on Twitter, and I'll get the notification on my phone, you know, that I've got a DM. So feel free to reach out whenever. And finally, we're going to jump into the builder secrets. I do have my big man in here, Jay Sandy or Jay Sandy Gaming. I'll put his info here, but he is my big man all of the time. Nobody else plays big for me. If we're in 3s, if we're in 5s, even if we're running 2s, he's my big who I'm running with. So he's in here specifically because we're going to talk about big. So he's obviously got a bit more information than I have run center a few times, and I do have a center build, but I'm mainly a point guard. He's mainly a center, and he's just going to have a bit better info and a bit better secrets, so to speak, for us. So let's jump right into it. Okay, so we've got 3 different builds here, and each one kind of has a different play style. So not entirely sure how we're going to go about this video, but just try and follow along. Yeah. So the glass cleaning spot up threat right here is actually my 6'8" point center that I've made a video on. I'll link it. You know, if you guys want to go watch that, you totally can. These other 2 builds I am going to make videos on, but I don't have yet. Now this one in the middle, the 7-footer, is my big man's current build that he's running. I think it's his favorite build that he's made, and he's really enjoying it, and he's shredding on it. He's using the 7-footer in park, in pro am 3s, in rec, in 5s, and 2s, whatever. It can do all of it. Really, any build can do all of it if you have the skill to kind of play that build and you know its weaknesses and its flaws, and you cater to that. But a lot of people, you know, say not to run a 7-footer or 7-3 in park. We run both of these builds in park, but that's entirely up to you. And this other one is actually my shooting guard. He often also plays big. He and Jay Sandy will either go in together, or, you know, if one of them is not around, Chef will just get on the big. But this is one of his that's a 7-3. And I don't think you'll believe it, but he actually crosses people up and gets driving dunks to the rim. I actually have a clip, so I'll probably show it to you guys. But this is a great build as well. So we'll start with my build just to get into this. So it's a center, 6'8", 233, 7'6". Now this one was supposed to be a point center. So I focused a lot, obviously, on the pass accuracy, the ball handle, and the speed of the ball, the playmaking, right? Most centers would not have a 76 ball handle or a 75 speed with ball. They also probably wouldn't be undersized at 6'8". However, you can still properly play center here. I'm still absolutely getting rebounds, blocks, and all of that. Go watch the video on this build if you don't believe it. But obviously this build was meant to be a point center, so it has a lot of playmaking. And what I'm getting into here is that what we say, right, in all of our videos, you've got to know from the start, what is your build going to be? What is it you want out of it? So with the center, the main things you know that you're going to start with are going to be or that you're going to have, rebound is kind of non-negotiable, right? You've got to have rebound. Vertical, passing, strength, and mid-range if you're over that 6'10" mark. Now, for my 6'8" center, I don't really have to worry about getting a super high mid-range or 3 ball to unlock jumpers because I've got good jumpers. Now, I'm still going to get the 84 to 86 midi just because that's my standard. But once you hit the 6'10" mark, you lose a lot of the jumpers, and a way to get those jumpers is by having a higher mid-range. You could also have a higher 3 ball, but for secret or point, mid-range is cheaper, right? It's the same with offensive rebound. Offensive rebounding is cheaper. So those are two really good things to know on a big man, which we will get into when we start actually going through the builder. But you've got to know your non-negotiables, and then from there, you can lean into everything else. It doesn't matter if you're going to be a pure inside center or a center that can shoot as well. Both of those centers are going to have rebounding, right? They're going to have passing. They're going to have a vertical, and they're going to have strength. They're going to have strength as well. Some of these you can mess with strength. You can, have lower or higher. It depends on your play style. Something that I think kind of across the board should stay is probably like rebounding. At very minimum, if you're going to properly be rebounding, you're going to want to be around that 92 to 80 mark. That meaning offensive rebound or defensive rebound. But again, offensive rebound is cheaper. But one of them being 92 and the other one being 80. If you can get higher than 80, then do it. But 80 is about the minimum you want to be to unlock just the solid, good animations for that. So looking at my current center, looking at Jay Sandy's build, he's 7 foot. And as you can see, he's got very high standing dunk. He's got a high close shot. He's still shooting. He's got elite rebounding with 92-86. And he actually still has some speed and acceleration. Now, a lot of centers probably wouldn't go for this, but we like to mismatch as best as we can. And although he's 7 foot, he's not slow. And when he's getting matched up against a 7'3" or even a 7-footer, typically people invest into their weight and into their strength and other things before they invest into speed. For instance, Jay Sandy had a build that had like 99 rebound. I assume it was slower. Was it slower, Josh, your 99 rebound build?
I was a little bit shorter when I was, but I was about 6'8" or 6'9", so when I did. So I was still pretty fast.
Yeah, so that build kind of leveled out, but this one being taller or whatever, obviously having a lot more standing dunk, I believe, and whatnot, but we like to invest into those things, but that's our play style. And that's also a number one thing you need to know before getting into the builder is what is your play style. The meta in this game is going to be what works best for you. Across the board, yes, there's a meta. There's going to be a meta jump shot that works for 99% of people. There's going to be a meta style or build that works for 90 to 99% of people or whatever it is. But if you're not one of those people or it doesn't work for you, then there's no point in running it, even if it's the meta. Unless you're willing to learn and adapt to that play style or to that type of build, you should build something that fits your play style, assuming that your play style isn't going to jeopardize the team, right? So we like to invest into a bit more ball handle, a bit more speed with ball, a bit more speed and a bit more acceleration, because we are capable, or at least Jay Sandy is capable of having, lower defensive rebound by not going to 92 or 99 and, putting that into whether it be mid-range or his speed or his acceleration. He's still going to get just as many rebounds just because of his skill level, his play style, whatever it is. And also speed, and I'm a big subscriber of this, and Sandy can, chime in, but speed absolutely helps you with getting rebounds a ton. You could have I wouldn't suggest having crazy low rebound, but I mean, like our 4, for instance, has like an 85 rebound, but he's really fast. And he's down there very often grabbing boards over Sandy and over the other big, just because his speed is allowing him to get the body positioning, in between the rim and that person, just because he's fast enough to get there. So like you would agree, speed definitely helps.
Yes, definitely. Along with height, what I've noticed with this build compared to all my other ones is maybe I don't have the most speed because I have to go a little bit heavier to get the shooting and the rebounding, but still having max speed and acceleration just helps me get from coast to coast, a lot quicker. So I can either get the defensive rebound and then also be able to get the offensive board if there's a chance.
Yep. And that too, also at 7 foot, even if you're not necessarily looking for playmaking, you're already bigger and just kind of slower of a body. And like for our play style on our team and how we play, we don't wait. We shoot a lot, and we shoot very fast. So having as high speed as Sandy can get and as high acceleration as he can get is going to be beneficial to him just because of our play style, So I think he enjoys having the high speed and acceleration across the board. But when you get into the rec with a random and he's 7 foot or 7'3" and he's slower than molasses and you're trying to chuck up shots, but he's yelling at you because you're not waiting on him to get down to get a rebound or not to pass it to him in the paint so he can go to work and take the whole shot clock, that's the worst. So we like to invest in speed, across the board, not only to help Sandy just in general, so he's not slow, but to, help the other team confidently be able to take shots or help us confidently be able to take shots and do whatever, knowing that our big man's still going to be down here to grab a board. That being said, this is Sandy's build. Obviously a different play style than my 6'8" point center. But overall, again, non-negotiables being like he's got the rebounding, he's got the vertical, he's got the strength. Obviously stamina we don't cheap out on, and he's got the passing. This is going to be something we're going to talk about when we really get into the build. But Sandy's run, 91, 95, 96, all types of passing. I as well at the point guard have run 91, 77, 86, 87. For me as a point guard, I will go no lower than 77. That gets me the bronze needle threader, which we've talked about. And if I were on a big man, I'd be at 86. The only reason you would go to 87 would be to get bailout, but you can't get that, right? Yeah, it must be 6'10" or shorter. Yeah, so 86 is all you need. 87 I go to on guards at times if I want the bailout, but on a big, you're not getting that. So 86 is you've got the gold break starter and all these great badges, so it's more than enough. But again, if you want higher passing, adjust things. Like we always say, this is just a template for you. But even then, don't even go and make these builds yet, because I have to make videos on them. But I just want to show you guys, these 3 different builds and their 3 different play styles, or kind of how they're built differently, before we actually jump in and talk about what we're looking for in a big, because obviously it's gonna vary depending on the type of big you're going with. This one, for instance, has 92 D board and 80 O board in much lower strength. Now you're looking at a 7'3" with only 74 strength compared to Sandy's 86 on his. Or even if you go to 94, or 96 or 98, like a lot of centers have, this one's only got 74. Now, Chef is absolutely goated in the post. He does ridiculous stuff in the post, and he's very strong in the post. And for him, having the 74 strength is not going to make a difference of him backing anyone down all the way underneath the rim and then dunking it or laying it up or whatever it is, just because that's just how he is. He knows he can sacrifice that strength. So again, that's just knowing yourself and then knowing the builder and knowing what you want. He knows he doesn't need that high strength to operate at a highly efficient rate in the post, or on defense or grabbing the rebounds. Like, he's okay with sacrificing that strength. So that's just knowing yourself as well as the builder and what are you willing to sacrifice. Now that you guys have seen this, I just want to do a quick glaze over. We're going to jump into an empty builder and start from top to bottom like we normally do and go over, what are we looking for as a big man? And Josh is going to help us out because I don't know anything about close shot. I don't know anything about standing dunk. I've never gotten a standing dunk or a meter dunk or anything like that. So he's going to help us there, and we're going to work from top to bottom. So let's get into that. Okay, so here we are. Typically at this point in the video, I go, we don't invest into close shot, guys. You know that. So moving on. But we are going to invest into close shot, and Jay Sandy is going to talk to us about why we're going, so high on that close shot and what badges he sees a difference in and all of that. That being said, Sandy, close shot is up right now to 90. But do I need to put the vertical up or anything to unlock certain badges before we get into talking about it or anything?
No, not really for close shot. I wouldn't see. I've had a 90 close shot before, and I haven't seen it being needed to be any higher than 80 for what I need, because you still get that Hall of Fame Pro Touch, Gold Giant Slayer, and then Masher as well. And then once you lift your standing dunk above 92, you will get that fast twitch gold as well.
And you what was your standing dunk on? Was it 92?
92. So you get that fast twitch gold, which is very, very beneficial for also the close shots whenever you get a offensive board and want to go back quickly, and also for those dunks as well. So it doesn't always have to be a dunk to activate that fast twitch.
Got you. Yeah, and I would assume, is close shot more expensive than standing dunk? I know standing dunk's super cheap.
I would say close shot is a little bit more expensive the higher you go, but I think a happy medium is that 80 where you're not really sacrificing that much points.
Right, and this would be one of those things right off the rip. So this is kind of one of those secrets, and they're not secrets, guys. They're just it's ways to manipulate the builder in your favor so that you get more points to put elsewhere, right? So if we talk about rebounding, offensive rebound is much cheaper than defensive rebound. The goal when you're you're working for animations, right? You're gonna get the badges whether you put O rebound or D rebound to 92. And the other one, you're just working one so you can grab those rebounds, but also get decent animations for them. That being said, if I'm gonna go 92-80, I'm gonna put one of my rebounds at 92, I'm gonna put the other one at 80. I'm gonna wanna put my offensive rebound to the 92 because it's cheaper than the defensive rebound. You get the same things out of them technically, and I'm a believer per se of if my offensive rebound is on 92 and my defense is 80, or it's vice versa, I'm getting the same amount of rebounds on either end of the floor. If you have 92 rebounds somewhere and you only have 50 or 60, then yes. But like if O rebounds 92 and D rebounds 80, or it's swapped, I'm not seeing a difference personally either end of the floor. I'm grabbing boards. What would you say about the same, Josh? As long as you're in that 92 to 80 threshold at least?
Yeah, for sure. As long as one of them's 92 and the other one is 80 or 85 even, is pretty good. Yeah.
And that being said, though, obviously you can make the cheaper 192 because now you're saving points. And when we save points, we get to make the build better, so to speak, right? So this is one of those things with the close shot. You could go up to the 98 close shot and get the fast twitch. But standing dunk is extremely cheap, and you're a 7-foot big man. If it is your play style to work standing dunks, get meter dunks, and work in the post, then why not invest in the standing dunk, which is cheaper, still get that fast twitch gold, you know, and then and go from there. Now you've saved points. Now you've got to know, you know, what you're capable of or if it fits your play style, but this would be one of those secrets, so to speak. It's like you want to use different things and try to save as many points as you can, right? So that's like one of the initial things right off the rip. And Pro Touch, obviously, absolutely goated badge. Giant Slayer, goated badge, and your 7-foot. Masher, I know, is a very good badge, and Fast Twitch, absolutely going to help you. Like you said, Josh, it's going to help you with those pump fakes.
Yes.
So for non-negotiables for a big in general, I would say, like I said, it'd be like rebound, vertical, passing, strength. And you want to work on your mid-range. Now, the reason you want to work on your mid-range is because, again, mid-range is cheaper than a 3-point, and the higher you go, the more meta jump shots and bases you unlock. So about minimum, where are you going on that mid-range on a big man over 6'10", Josh?
The minimum I would say is probably 86. That helps with you also getting Hall of Fame post-fade phenom. Yeah. You also get pretty decent animations from there as well. But for the meta, which is the KD jump shot base, you want to have a 90 midi.
Okay, so if you want to go higher, there's a little nugget for you guys. 90 midi is going to get you a KD jump shot if this is the height you're at, or you're on if you're over 6'10"?
Yeah, I think you can get the KD midi from 6'5" to 7'3", but as far as a big man and being limited on your jump shot bases, you want to get that 90 just to get that KD base, because it's like shooting on a smaller guard.
For sure. Yeah, and it's going to get you a faster jump shot. The point of these jump shots, guys, is like there's meta bases and that just is what it is. There absolutely are meta bases in the game, KD definitely being one of them. But as a big man, a lot of big men have extremely slow jumpers. And if that's just not something you like, this is how you put that mid-range up and you get, you know, a KD base or another really good base. You're going to be able to blend it enough to get a much faster jump shot. And then I will do a jump shot video specifically on the jump shots we are using in general across the board, but also obviously on our big men. But we're not going to get into that right now. But you want the higher mid-range. 86, Jay Sandy is saying, for a minimum, but 90 if you want the KD. And again, you could also unlock bases out of a 3-point being high, but mid-range is much cheaper. So post control, if you operate in the post, we're gonna say to go to 85 at your minimum. Now, if you go to 92, you are going to get gold unpluggable, and that's gonna be something that you subscribe to or you don't subscribe to. I think unpluggable is a great badge. I don't see a lot of a difference from silver to gold, at least for me being on a guard. But Sandy, what would you say about, you know, silver to gold for you on a big man when you're grabbing those boards?
I would say it's about the same. You can't really tell a difference. If you get plucked, you're going to get plucked anyways. It's just kind of RNG at that point. So I just don't see much of a difference. But just going to that 85 gets you those gold drop stepper, the post fade phenom Hall of Fame, then also the hook specialist, and as well as that silver unpluckable, which is good enough. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so and I agree, silver unpluckable, I don't see difference from silver to gold. A lot of people actually do say that. And if post control is in your game, and I mean, you're a big man, so it probably is. Post fade phenom is an absolutely goated badge. Now you need your mid range up to 86 in addition to the post control being 85. So when Sandy mentioned that when we were talking about mid range, you're going to get that post fade phenom Hall of Fame. That's once you put that post control to 85. You can totally go to 92 and get that gold unpluggable, but we highly subscribe to 85. We also do a lot of post fades specifically, like very heavily. We do a lot of post fades. So if you think getting, you know, the post spin technician or dream shake or something else higher, that's entirely up to you, and totally go for that. But if you're going to invest into post control, I'd say put it up to 85, get that Hall of Fame post fade phenom at least, and the silver unpluggable is absolutely plenty
and all you'll need. 3 balls, this is kind of across the board, but 76 is going to be your minimum. If you're not much of a 3-point shooter, but you want to hit consistently, 76 is going to be great. If you can get the 78, get the 78, because there is a percentage boost on your like make percentage. If from 76 to 78, you don't gain any badges. We've talked about this a ton, but if you're new here, you don't gain any badges. But there have been tests, I believe it was by 2K Labs, that have shown there is an increase in shot percentage. So for us on my team, our minimum is always 78, and it's absolutely worth the extra 2 points in the 3 ball to get it. But if you don't want to, you can totally go to 76, and that's like the bare minimum. But we like to go to 78, and that's why. Free throw, we'll touch it real quick. 71 is going to get you the bronze free points. 80 is going to get you the silver free points. 90 will get you the gold, and then 99 gets you the Hall of Fame. Free throws aren't free. We say that very often over here, so it's absolutely worth investing into. So I would say at minimum, go to like the 80, 81. But if you're really about it, max that thing out as high as you can, because it's totally worth it. And there's no like better feeling of like going to the line and just absolutely knowing you're going to make the shot. I don't know why. I don't know what it is, but I always feel so good when I go to the line, and I have no doubt in my mind that I'm going to hit that free throw, especially if you're in rec with randoms and you did a dumb play, because sometimes that happens, but you somehow drew the foul. But then not only did you force a dumb play, you drew the foul, but then you break your free throws because you didn't invest in a free throw. You just look like an absolute idiot, and now everyone's talking crap to you over the whole game. It's not that fun, so invest in free throw. I think it's absolutely worth it. Rebounding, we hit on it. I'm going to go ahead and just put it up just so that we have it there. But again, offensive rebound, like we said, cheaper. Get that thing to 92, and then you want your counterpart to be at minimum 80, but if you go up to 83, 85, again, you're not gaining anything in terms of badges, but you are unlocking just overall better animations just as a whole. Is that absolute fact? Has it been tested? I don't know, but we strongly believe that. A lot of people strongly believe that and feel that. Do you know, Sandy, has that actually been like tested or anything?
It's all hearsay. You see
Right.
videos, which you never know if it's 100%, but from my personal experience, I've noticed like having a lower like second tier of rebounding. So like, let's just say like a 75 or a 78 D board along with my 92 compared to like an 85 D board along with my 92 offensive. And I do see a better difference of animations on both sides of the ball. Yeah,
and I agree. I put mine to 80 on my point center when I made it, but yeah, I agree. Like 80, 83, and 85 are kind of the thresholds I see people work within. And if you can go higher, go higher. But then again, you don't want to overdo it. You could absolutely put your defensive rebound up to 90 or also to 92 or to 99. And we're not saying that it's not worth going to that, but we are saying if you want to save points and invest them elsewhere so that you can be an all-around build and thrive in multiple places, this is all you need to do, right? This is that secret or whatever you want to call it. 80 minimum, but you could go 83, 85, but you don't want to go too high because you still want to have points to put elsewhere. Okay, so pass accuracy, definitely a controversial thing, but we all run 86 and 87 passing was the minimum for the team. Like everybody had that, if not higher. Now, depending on what game mode we're on or what builds we're on, like my shy build does have 77 passing, and I see zero issue with that. And if you don't believe that, again, I have a video on that, and I've prove at least my experience with it. But 86 pass accuracy, a lot of people won't believe in that on a big man. To each their own. I think pass accuracy is worth investing into. It's just very, very expensive. Very, very expensive. And when you're on a point guard or you're on a big man, you have to thrive in so many places. Like a lock can be a lock. You don't need any ball handle. You don't need any passing. You don't need any speed with ball. You're going to lock someone down and have 99 steal, 99 multiple categories, and you're just going to stand in a corner and you're going to spot up shoot with a high 3 ball. But when you're a big man, you've got to have high rebound, non-negotiable. You've got to have some type of strength, non-negotiable. Passing, non-negotiable. Got to have a vertical so you can get the boards. Like these are non-negotiable things that you have to have. But now you also have to work in like, okay, but I also need to be a threat on offense. I also need to be able to bring my man out of the paint so it's not clogged. So I got to be able to shoot from 3, depending on your play style, right? Or I want to be able to finish at the rim and all these things. So all this to say, passing is so expensive. And when you over invest in passing, especially on a big man or a point guard, it makes you not as good. So is the passing worth putting to 91? No, I don't think so. Is passing worth investing into? Yes, but on a big man and on a point guard is just hard because you have to thrive in so many other places. So that's just my personal opinion. But 86 is what we're going to go with. You're getting gold break starter and all these other great badges. And again, we see 0 issues. I have run builds with 91 and higher passing. Sandy has run builds with 91 and higher passing. He's running 86 now, 0 issues. I don't have any complaints being the one who's going on those fast breaks and receiving those passes. I have no complaints. They're not knuckleballs, and they are absolutely more than enough, and it helps him to be able to thrive in a lot of other different places. So 86 is where we're going to go because you're going to get that gold break starter, which obviously is going to be great for you as a big man. And now you've got the silver needle threader, gold post playmaker as well, which are great badges, obviously, for a big man grabbing that board and chucking it down court. But 86 is where we like to go. And again, it's just like, if you have the points and you think everything else is where you want it and you can invest into passing, absolutely go for it. But off the rip, what I do when I make builds is I'll at the very least put this pass accuracy at 86 as a big man, and then I'll go through and I'll make the build. And if I feel like I've made the build to, you know, exactly how I want it, and I have extra points that I can invest into pass accuracy, then that's when I'll start bumping it up more, rather than bumping it up super high initially and then not even knowing that I'm limiting myself elsewhere because of how expensive it was. That's kind of how I approach it. That's just my take, but to each their own. In terms of ball handle and speed with ball, Sandy, in terms of a big man, I mean, are we just ultimately going with the 40-40?
Basically, you go for the minimum on ball handle, whatever you get from getting that 86 passing, and then 40 to 41. I don't know if you get the big driver or not, but usually just stick it at 40 because I don't think you get any other badges from it.
Yeah, so there is a lot of power in 40 ball handle, 40 speed with ball. Ball handle's up to 51 here just because pass accuracy is up to 86. So 40-40 ball handle, even though you're a big man, is going to give you that normal dribble style, which like a lot of top like comp guards who even have the 92 ball handle and stuff are running normal dribble style, and guards even get it by default, so you can get real finicky, and we'll talk about it with a lock. But if you make your lock at 2, then by default you get the normal dribble style, so you don't have to invest in the 40-40. But that's a different video. But if you're on a big, go to that 40-40. It gets you that normal dribble style, which is absolutely worth it, and these are cheap, so that's what we're gonna do. 51 is there by default just because of our passing. And the speed with ball, we're bumping it to 40 because of what we just said. So another good thing to know, at 40-40, you're unlocking that normal dribble style. And no, I don't think it's worth really bumping either of these up any more than they need to be. But again, if you get done with the build and everything's there and you've got a few extra points and you want to put them there, do your thing. But 40-40 is going to be your minimum. At least on this type of big, that's not really a point center. Interior defense, how do we feel about that as a big man?
I would say, you know, there are some times when you get some builds that are just dummy inside post scores that it can be a little tough to guard, where you want that at least bronze, you know, post move lockdown. But in my opinion, all you really need is that 61. It's not gonna be relevant enough for you to go up against any like big man like that that's gonna be destroying you in the post. And if you are, you just let him score however much he wants to. And hopefully you can score threes on the other end.
Yeah, absolutely. So interior defense, obviously, once you put your block up, you're going to get this bronze anchor. And there's also tests on that with anchor with like its percentage boosts in like how good it is. And I don't have them. Maybe I'll put them on the screen if I find them. But basically at bronze, you're getting like a huge percentage boost on your anchor. And then investing into it more than that, like definitely can be worth it. But I think, Sandy, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's basically like if you're not going to be bronze, then you want to go for Hall of Fame.
No, it's or more gold? Silver is the most bang for your buck. So if you at minimum want to put it up, you can get it to 72, I think it is, for that silver anchor. And that's more than enough. There's no point of going any higher than silver.
However, interior defense for us, like I think having 61, if you're going to get it by default or can get it, like totally get it, get the anchor, because this is usually cheap. I even have guards that have 61 interior just because I could and it was cheap. But we don't really believe in interior defense around here per se. And that being like, one, we play a lot of rec and we play a lot of threes. What we encounter in our experience in this game, we do not come across the guy who's absolutely destroying you in the paint, that you need that super high interior or that you need that post lockdown. I've only come across that even on my 6'8" point center. I've only come across that like twice in all of the time that I play on 2K. Now, if you're talking, you're going in Pro Am 5s and you're playing real comp, all these builds are going to be completely different. And they're also not going to be so versatile. They're going to serve their one purpose and other people are going to serve their purpose. But for us, what we experience, what we run into in the game modes that we play, which I'm very upfront about, we just don't see much of a point to invest over more interior. And also, I mean, when I'm on a 6'6" guard and I go to stand in the paint and I put my hands up on a guy, you know, and he gets a stop, I'm just not going to invest in that interior too much. Again, we're just saving points. So totally do whatever you want. You know, it's definitely whatever you subscribe to. But for us, if you're naturally already up to like 58 or something, definitely put it up to the 61. But even just as a big man, I think at minimum you should have a 61. Just go ahead and get that bronze anchor. I mean, you're a big man. You have to have it. You have to have at least that. But other than that, like, interior defense is kind of a controversial thing. And there's a lot of, like, a Laker fan who runs a 6'10" point center. He never invests into interior defense ever. And he's smaller, right? So, like, it just depends on what you subscribe to, but it definitely works. You just got to make the choice for yourself. Perimeter defense, we're probably not going for. On a big man steal, we're not going for. Block. Okay, so I am a strong believer in a lower block, and Sandy actually has run builds with much, much higher block. Now you're running one with 77, right, Sandy?
Yeah, with 78 block. 78
block. So block is very much based off of timing. At a 78 block with the silver chase down artist, I mean, I have bronze chase down artists on my SGA build that I did a video on, and I'm getting chase downs on other guards as well as, I don't think a big man. I don't think I've ever gotten a big man, maybe. But other positions like 4s, even 3s and 4s, like I'm getting chase downs on. Just with the bronze chase down artist, as well as block helps you with contesting things on the perimeter. Now, as a big man, how much are you going to do that? I don't really know, but just so you know, having block in any capacity, investing into it does help you with jump contests on the perimeter. It's just going to give you better animations. But block, you can absolutely go higher. I think block is another thing that's worth investing into, but that you don't have to invest into. At 78 with the silver chase down, you're getting chase downs and you're even still getting snatches, especially on this build specifically. If we're going to make a 7-footer with this long wingspan, like that's one of those things where you've got to like realize like, okay, well, I'm 7 foot and I have a 7'3" wingspan. Like, I can run a silver chase down artist and I'm going to get my blocks, right? Like, if you're a little bit smaller, you know, maybe you want a little bit higher. But, I mean, even on my 6'8" point center, I have 78 block, and that's all I'm running. And I get snatch blocks on him as well as chase downs and all of that. He's also much, much faster, so chase downs are happening a lot more on that build. But either way, 78 block is where we're gonna go to get you that silver chase down, and you're already getting that gold pogo stick, you said, Sandy, just because your rebound's over 91, which is great to have, especially for blocks. Like, if you're under the paint, even chase down blocks help also, like, just with blocks. It's not just chase downs. So if you're under the rim and you jump for a block, and let's say you jump on the he gets you on a pump fake, pogo stick, as you know, is just gonna help you recover faster. So getting that, you know, up to the gold is great in comparison with the block. So 78 is where we're going to go. That's what we believe in, and why. Other than that, for a big man, I guess we can get into strength, I would say, Sandy?
Yes. And also, just to glaze by it real quick, would be the speed and acceleration. Spoke about it before, but obviously trying to get the max speed and acceleration that your build can get is just will always benefit you in the long run.
Yeah, especially on a big man, especially on a 7-foot big man at that. Like, you're already big, and it's going to help you. One, like, we've got chase down, so we're going to be faster, so maybe we can get a chase down. If you're crashing in for a board from the corner, you're going to be faster, hopefully get a better body position. If you're running back on a break and your teammates are throwing it up, which we do very often on our squad, we shoot a lot and we shoot fast. So having this speed is going to help you get back down the court and hopefully grab that offensive rebound and kick it back out. So speed and acceleration is something that I say across the board in this game is good. It helps you. It helps you on defense. It helps you on perimeter. It helps you getting rebounds. It helps you just be faster. Like, speed is a goated thing to have in this game. So I believe on any build, getting it as high as you can get it is worth getting it as high as you can get it, at least like up to 86, 85. And like then you're talking about point guards or locks, but speed's worth investing into an acceleration as well. Moving on from that, we're going into strength. So like you guys saw on Chef's build, he only had 74. He knows his strengths, he knows his play style, and strength is expensive. So you need to know, like, for you, is strength worth investing into? Do you activate those badges? Do you play in a way that those badges are going to be utilized to their fullest capacity or not? If you lean a little bit more towards shooting, then I'd probably invest more into shooting per se, into the strength if you're talking about offensively. However, strength is also going to help you with rebounding. So at minimum on a big, I would go to 74, especially if you're a lot taller. You can get away with a little bit less strength just because of how, like if you're 7'3" and you've got max wingspan, like strength will play a part, but you're freaking huge. But Sandy, I believe, subscribes to the 86 on a big man.
Yeah, I mean, it is always nice to get that 90 if you can, but like you said, it's very expensive. So just to get that 84, or actually, yes, the 86 for that gold back down Punisher, and also that gold box out beast. 86 is probably the minimum that you want to go if you really want to fit that play style of playing down low and in the post.
Right. Yep. Yeah, and if you don't fit that offensively in terms of getting into the post, then I'd recommend going 84 just so you can get that gold box out beast. Box out beast as a big man is an absolutely goated badge. On my 6'8" point center, he's got 90 strength. And I believe in strength. Like, I love strength in this game. Like, I've got builds of guards, point guards, you know, with like 96 strength, 84 strength, and I love them. It just helps you so much on defense on the perimeter with the movable enforcer, and bulldozer is a very, very fun badge as well. But we're talking about bigs here, so 84 at the very least is going to get you that gold box out beast, which, like, you're a big man. So again, like, it's one of those things that's kind of a non-negotiable. Your strength, like 74 is the minimum. You're at least gonna get that. But I mean, I would highly recommend going to the 84 for that gold box out, like Sandy said. And then if you're talking offensively, if back down Punisher is something you think you're really, really gonna utilize, absolutely you should up those 2 points and put it up to gold and just get that. Vertical, maybe it's not. What do you think about vertical, Sandy? Is 80 all you need to go?
Yeah, 80 is all you need. It gives you those dunk packages that you can get. It gives you like the gold pogo stick, rise up, and aerial wizard. You know, the 80, if also you bring up your block, it will get you that gold chase down artist. But yeah, just that 80 is that happy medium where you're being able to get anything that you would like, and you get the good animations, because even being taller or shorter, just being able to jump and get the animations for the rebounds is also contributing from that high vertical.
Yeah, so vertical up to 80, and like Sandy said, like 80 is all you need even to get gold chase down. Right here it says, like, if you put your block up from 78 to 87, you're going to get that gold chase down. So 80 vertical is very, very goated. And honestly, the only time I've gone over 80 vertical was when I was on a guard and I had 94 driving dunk. So you go to like 82 vertical, I think, right, Sandy, for like the super elite contact packages or something like that.
Yes, but as a big man, you're not really going to be messing with that too much. But yes, it would be something like that.
Yeah, and that's the only time I've
as well.
Right, and that, I think so too. And that's the only time I've ever gone over 80. So on my big man, on Sandy's big man, and even on, I believe, Chef's big man, we believe pretty much in 80. And again, it's just like not over investing and knowing what you're going to get. All of us, right? Even you guys here watching the video, like, we've played this game for a while now. So we're really learning, you know, what we can get away with in terms of the builder and in terms of attributes, and what we're gaining or what we're not gaining. We know, you know, if we juice that 3-point from 76 to 78, we're going to have a better percentage at making our threes. You know, that's not something we knew off the rip. We know vertical, like, initially I would have thought, like, I'm a big man, I need a 90 vertical. Like, I'm here to get rebounds. I can't, like, sell on my team. Like, I need to get rebounds, but 80 is like your max. And rather than over invest into it, save those points, put them elsewhere to make your build, you know, be exactly what it needs to be across the board. And don't put too little, but don't put too much into things. Other than that, we've got stamina, which we never skimp on stamina here, at least. So we're maxing that out. We're maxing that out all the way. Other than that, in terms of big man and builder secrets, what are some, like, secrets you think maybe we didn't specifically talk about them per se, or like just things to look for if you're going to be a big man? If anything?
We touched on it multiple times, but
Yeah.
it's just play to your play style. I like to be able to do a little bit of everything and have a bag, which if it comes to working the inside with post hooks or post fades or just close shots and drop steps and meter dunks, I can do that on this build, and also being able to stretch the floor to make everybody else better with that 79 3 ball and also the 86 mid-range. So kind of just spread the floor as much as we can. And then also not being a liability on defense, being able to rebound, being able to block, be able to do basically everything, and not be a molasses going up and down the court.
Yeah.
Like, I'm able to get a rebound sometimes, and it's great when I don't have to pass half court when on an outlet, but being able to sprint down the court and get an offensive board if I need to is very, very beneficial for yourself, because it's fun, and it also helps out your teammates for a kick out three, because no one's really expecting you to get that offensive board.
Yeah, absolutely. And even that speed, like, in no way are we trying to put our center, at least not this build, like on the perimeter by any means, but it happens, especially if you're in a zone or you rotate or something, whatever. Sometimes he ends up out there, and not that he has high perimeter, but he's 7 foot and he's got some speed. He's not going out there with 40 speed. He's probably going to get blown by the right guard or whatever, assuming we don't pinch or help. But having that high speed is even going to help that. Will he do it on a regular basis, clamp someone up or stop them? No, but that's not the goal. But is he capable of, just because he's got that speed and acceleration up? Absolutely. So overall, you're just making, like I said, speed helps you so much in this game just across the board. So it just helps you be a lot more well-rounded. And if you guys end up in one of those scenarios that you're not really supposed to be in, you're still going to be more prepared than not, having invested into some of these things that, like, we talked about, so.
And especially with that strength, you get that silver and movable enforcer.
Absolutely.
So that helps you with that, with those drives from guards and anything like that. So nobody's going to get past you. With that.
And I absolutely believe, and that's like one of the reasons I love strength so much on my guards. Like, a movable enforcer is like a double clamps. Like, clamps activates, and then if they get the blow by after that, because that happens very often, a movable enforcer will also activate, and then you're like really messing them up. So a movable enforcer is like a goated badge. And no, by any means, it's not something you're going to guard the perimeter with on like a regular basis, but absolutely it'll pop up. If you end up out there with your speed, and if you cut the guy on the right angle, like, a movable enforcer will pop up and you will get a stop. So just one of those things, that we've learned over time, or that we at least believe into in our experience. So speed and that strength is going to help you on that perimeter, especially on a build like this. Not that it's the goal of it, but it's a benefit of it. All right, y'all, so that's Builder Secrets Big Man, I guess. Like, I don't know if this gave you much information, or how well it did. You guys let me know in the comments below, is this what you're looking for? But this is kind of how we're going to go about the rest of the videos when we talk about, how to make a shooting guard and what you're looking for, or a lockdown, or the 3 or the 4, or whatever it is. This is kind of how we're going to go through it. I'm going to try and show you guys a couple different variations, just to show you different play styles, and like different ways to make that position. But mainly we're just going to hop in the builder and talk about, like, like we do from start to finish, top to bottom. Like, these are the things to look for in this specific build. And a big man, these are the things I'm looking for, and these are the things I'm focusing on and making a priority, and then everything else is kind of coming after. And then once you figure that out, even on this isn't a build I would make per se. I don't even know what's where, but like, let's say you do make a build to its fullest capacity and you're at 97 of 99. Like, okay, I put everything where I wanted. Now I'm going to up that passing up to 92 because I can, or whatever else. So if this video helped you guys in any way, in any capacity, I would appreciate a like, a comment, a sub, notifications on, whatever you want to do, but you don't have to. But I would appreciate it, and it'll help us grow. It'll help the channel grow. It'll help me be able to continue to do this with you guys. Hopefully it's benefiting you. So if it is, let's keep it going. So any love would be greatly appreciated. I love talking with y'all in the comments. Again, all my socials are linked below if you guys want to hit me up, or even you want to hop in games, join the Discord, hit me up on Twitter, whatever it is. I've had a few of you say, let's run, and I'm totally down for that. I just haven't been on in a while because it was real life going on. So that being said, we're back. we've got these series planned, and I will be doing videos on those 2 big men that you just saw. So I might do those, you know, next, and then I'll go ahead and we'll jump into the next builder secrets part of the series, which will probably be a shooting guard or the 3 or the 4, whatever. But we'll get into it and we'll really tackle this series. Anything we can do better in this series, or anything you think that the video is missing, please let us know. That way on the next one we can just make it better, or we can even, you know, talk to you in the comments and touch on it, what we missed here, but then obviously apply it for the next videos as well. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for all of the support. This has been really fun hanging out here with you guys, and it's been really fun, a really fun use of my downtime. So thank you so much for the support. Thank you so much for all the love. I really do appreciate you guys, and I'll catch you in the next one.